I'm live and everybody's disappeared. I had 6 waiting and you've all gone. I don't know whether I've gone on to something else. Hello, let me see if I can somehow connect with you all, because I'd done something about, oh dear. Let me have a look and see what's happening. And view channel. Anyone there? Hello? 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 8 waiting. I seem to be on another stream. Send. So, are you with me? Mimini, hi. So I'm here. I think I don't know what happened. Something happened and it's trying to get used to working with the iPhone. And let's see. It's trying to get used to. Here I am. Working with the. Let me stop me. And there we go. So, hey, I think I've got you. Hello, George. Come here, darling. I think you're going to meet George. Hello, darling. You're going to come up and see me. Come on. Here we have George. Here's George. Here's Georgie Puss. He's home. He's safe. Here's George. Oh, God, this cat. I've missed him so much. Let me see if he'll sit on my lap. Come on. Down you go. There's a good boy. There's a good boy. This is George. He's here. Don't know whether he's going to sit on my lap or whether he feels a little bit kind of, I don't know, you can see and we all miss George. Oh, he's going down, but at least you saw him. And I think you found me now. I hope. So it's doing it on the iPhone, and I think I had to have gone back and clicked something to do it horizontal, and then I did all of that. Have you got me horizontal? Well, I think I know what Brandon Russ would say to that. Right, now, we have a week ahead, and today is November the 3rd. And how is everybody? How are you all? Do let me know in the chat. Lots of love to George. I will give him loads of love and cuddles and everything. And, well, that was a good start, wasn't it? There's your Mars-Pluto opposition, which is the chart I've got up in front of me. 3rd of November. And, yes, nice to see George in the flesh. He's a little bit less flesh at the moment. He's lost a lot of weight, but that will change. And actually, it's really interesting. He clearly knows that he needs to be careful because he is eating small amounts, like little and often, which I just think is interesting. So, you know, what a clever boy, eh? What a clever boy. And tomorrow we've got a vet appointment. So a friend is taking, you're doing well, good Mimini. Hello, Soul Fam. And I'm going with my friend Sue, not Sarah, Sue, tomorrow to the vet in the afternoon. And we've got an appointment to just get him all checked over. So that's good. So this is the week ahead weekly astrological forecast. And what a roller coaster of energy, how you've all been hanging in there this weekend, because the energy, I think I described it a week ago as Janice, good, you're doing well. Because a week ago I described it a little bit like being in a washing machine, and as if we're just being that way, then that way. And yeah, he had his playtime and made it back home. And at some point on the new channel, Sarah will explain what she did the night before he returned. And I can't explain it because she did a visualization, and she just made it up as she went along, and she kind of went out of body. And the best person to describe it will be her. And I will get her to describe it when we start our channel. And thank you so much to those of you that have already subscribed to the new channel, Penny with Channeling and Channeling with, oh, I don't even know what it is, Channeling with Penny and Sarah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. We're going to take our time. We're not going to rush into this because both Sarah and I need to just recover a little bit. It's been quite a month because he's actually been missing a month today, and he's back. And it was her birthday yesterday, and that was the best present that she could have manifested for herself. So, okay, guys. So let me see. I want to know how you are. The chat kind of comes up and then it goes because I'm using the iPhone. Is the sound good? And hopefully by the time I get to do another live on here, I will have learned how to set it up properly on the iPhone so that we don't waste like 7 minutes with me going, hello, can you see me? Can you hear me? And all of that kind of thing. Sound is okay. Thank you, Ramona. Good to see you here. And sound is great. Thank you, Poonam. And Andy, are you there? And crackling a bit your end. Okay. Yeah, Andy, I tell you, Sarah is something else. So you're here. Great. So how, now you haven't had today yet, but of course for me, it's Sunday evening and it's 8 minutes past 6 in the evening, Central European time, which means it's 8 minutes past 5 in the United Kingdom. And I don't know, have you all changed the hour? Sounds good, thank you, Danette. And crackling a bit for you. So some people are getting crackles, some aren't. So let's crack on then. Let's crack on with the astrology for this week. Today. Now, I have experienced this Mars-Pluto opposition that we have exact today over the last 2 days. So you may also have had some, if things were bubbling away underneath that needed to be exposed or come out or blow up, then it will have happened probably in the couple of days leading up to this, because your mountain summertime, is that MST? I'm not sure what it stands for, but MST, you're okay where you are. So this Mars-Pluto opposition, when it is exact today, which was actually a few hours ago for all of us, in the event chart, do you know I can hear George purring? I think he's in, I've got one of those fluffy rugs, and I think he's doing the making biscuits. I think I can hear him, George. No, he stopped purring. He's thinking, where's that voice coming from? So let's go back to Mars-Pluto. What has happened, and it's making a kite formation. Now, what do we do with a kite? We wait for the wind to carry it up into the heavens so we can see things with eagle sight and get a better sense of what's happening on the planet. Now, Pluto, as you know, is the planet of change, endings, transformation, okay, and death and new beginnings. Mars in Cancer, Pluto at the anaretic degree, which gives it extra kind of power, is at the anaretic degree Pluto of Capricorn, structure, change. Mars in Cancer is unable to kind of really exert his power. You know, Mars rules Aries. Mars is the god of war. And it is difficult for Mars to really exert his energy in this watery cardinal sign. But the cardinality is saying that the events that have taken place over the last few days and may still happen over the next few days are sort of, on some level, could be life-changing events. And it all depends, of course, where it falls in your own personal chart. So let me tell you what's just in very brief terms, without betraying confidence, is what has been unfolding for me. I have been, I think, undermined by a selection of people in my life who have been projecting onto me a sense of me not being capable of or able to make my own judgments about whom or who I have in my life as friends. So frenemies. And I think based on their own agendas. Now, how this ultimately unfolds, I think, is interesting. Hello, Essence Joy. How lovely to see you here. I think in my own case, how that unfolds over the next few months is going to be super interesting, because we will be getting another Mars-Pluto opposition. It's like a short, sharp shock. Yes, that's horrible bullshit. Absolutely. Linda Tango. Awful, awful stuff. Oh no, I've frozen. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope I haven't frozen for everybody else. But I'll carry on, because it will be being recorded and it will be available on Catch Up. But Mars-Pluto is going to be in opposition again in January 2025, when they are in Aquarius. Pluto will be in Aquarius and Mars will be in Leo. So the energy changes slightly. And so my sense in my own situation is that something comes up around then where I am able to take back some of the power that has been taken away from me, or seemingly taken away from me. And I think it is based in areas of lack of understanding, envy, wanting to put me into a kind of box category. Yeah, mean kids grade school, Penny, childish, yes. Sound is not perfect, but it's okay. Yeah, the actions of others do highlight who is a friend to me. And it's been very horrible, very unpleasant. I don't know what the ultimate result will be. And it's unlike me to, it is like me to overshare. Resist the box, thank you. But I think there's a lot of people wanting to put me into a certain kind of structure. Oh, Penny is 69, that means I've got to settle down, be a good woman, and just kind of join pensioners clubs and play bingo once a week. And I'm building a successful YouTube channel, as you know, and I'm building a business. And I'm planning, and I know from my astrology, my business is going to take off in a much bigger way than it already is. And now that George is home and I'm recovering from my back surgery, I will, in one sense, I will be able to open up more spaces to do astrology one-to-ones with yourselves, because I will make that time available, because at the moment you'll find there's only about one session a week, because I just haven't been able to do it. But as time changes and as things progress, I will be able to take more clients, which is what I want to do, because I want to bring astrology to everybody and make it accessible to everybody. Now, the third and final hit, as we call it, of Pluto opposite Mars will be in April 2025. In my experience with astrology, that brings a resolution. So it may be that I have to wait a good 6 months before I see a resolution to some of these situations around me. Yes, exactly, Mykonos. Thank you. Thank you. So in your own lives, if any of this resonates for you, take back the power that Pluto is offering you, because that is what I am doing. I'm taking back my power because I've really had a lot of buttons pressed, and it's really undermined my confidence in many areas of my life and undermined my judgment skills, and it's shocked me to the core. Shocked me to the core. So that is my Pluto-Mars experience, which has built up over the last 3 days, and today it is exact. And maybe that the way that I am using the energy by discussing it and giving it out to you, the public, with the moon in Sagittarius today conjunct Mercury at the 0 degree of Sagittarius. So there's a moon Mercury conjunction, is to assure me that truth will come out in the end, because they're in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is about truth. The sun today in Scorpio is conjunct the midheaven in the 10th house of this event chart. I am talking to the people. Did you, Essence of Joy? She's lovely. Karen Lang is lovely. And I know her personally. So I'm very glad that why didn't you come and see me? You should have messaged me. Okay, Janice, it's happened to you. And yes, sometimes we just have to, it's about following our own star and holding the rudder steady on our own ship. If people want to come with me in the direction I'm going, that's their choice. But if they don't like the destination that I'm choosing, that's not my problem. It is the destination that is predestined by the astrology. So I'm giving you this so that you can see whether it resonates with you, with anything that may be going on for you around now. And obviously, it depends what area of the chart it's happened for you in. But for me, it was Mars is in my 12th house, which is Cancer, and Pluto is in my 6th house, which is Capricorn. So just so that you get a sense of the energies. 12th house where Mars is means my power is depleted. It drowns in the Cancerian fears and anxieties, the kind of negative side of Cancer where it wants to retreat into its shell, into its home. And Pluto in the 6th, of course, was the transforming energy that came with the return of George. Okay, see me, I'm reading what you're saying. Yes, you're not allowed to be a person, and I'm not allowed to be a person or have my own life or my own likes and dislikes or my own friends. Miracles happen most every day, so you hope and I'll hurry, you pray. I love that. It's faded now, so I can't read the rest of it from you, but thank you for that. And so I've had this energy 12th house to 6th house. I think part of it has been the result, the culmination, was the miracle that happened for me yesterday when I got a video from Jerry, who, as you know, he is my techie guy. And Jerry said, and I can tell you, I just didn't know how to respond, because the kind of anxiety of, is this George? He said, I think I've got George here. And we'd got a trap there. We'd left a trap near Jerry's house. And I said, show me him on the video. And he showed me, and I said, get him to meow. And he meowed, and I said, that's George. And then we had this painful 20-minute wait whilst the lovely lady Lynn Gallia from Animal Welfare, who happens to live just round the corner from where Jerry was and George was in the trap, we had to wait for her to come round with her chip reader and another cage to transfer George into another cage. And she read the chip and she was so overexcited. She just sent me a picture of the chip and I couldn't read it, and sent back something saying something that was actually, yes, it's him, but it was just him. Because she was obviously so excited when she was writing. So I was going, is it him? Is it him? Is it him? And she said, yes. And I was like, oh my God. And that was this getting back my power from Mars in Cancer, where he's been captured, sadly, but happily, because he's very happy to be home, I can tell you. He's ecstatic. He won't leave me alone. He's following me around like a little dog. And I know all around the globe worried and prayed for George to return. And my gratitude to all of you on the planet who sent out prayers, Ho'oponopono prayers, which I can't pronounce, and St. Francis of Assisi and St. Anthony, and all those prayers. And you know, those prayers have to go somewhere, don't they? And they guided him to Jerry's house from where he had first gone in the first place, and back to me, so that Lynn at Animal Welfare said, I said, what happens now? So she said, will you come and get him? And I said, okay. And then she said, no, hold on. She said, I'm going to bring him to you. Now, I had a vision right at the beginning that he would be brought to me. So that what actually then unfolded when I opened the door to her with George was exactly the vision, the psychic image I'd had, which was just awesome. Awesome. And I haven't had much sleep because he slept here last night. And he's lost a lot of weight, and he slept here. He was gone for a month, Maggie. He was gone for a month. And he's not going anywhere now. He's staying with me. And Jerry is quite happy about that. And I'm so glad that it was Jerry who sadly had unfortunately lost him, or he'd broken out of Jerry's house. Thank God it was Jerry that found him. Thank God. Because otherwise, that scar, that emotional trauma for Jerry was going to be absolutely appalling. But George is back, and it's surreal. And it's like miracles happen. And maybe that's also the gift of Pluto as it teeters on the edge of its move into Aquarius. the gift of these planets is that dreams do come true, miracles happen. So I'm telling you, dreams come true and miracles happen. But we have to let the divine sort out the details. We can't control the way something is going to unfold. Remember when I've talked about Florence Scovel's Shin and the game of life and how to play it? You have to say, if it is on my divine path for George to return to me, show him the way. If it is not, show him the way to the place that is best for him and bring me something that kind of lets me know that he is in the place that is best for him, so that we're all in a win-win situation. Because the divine actually wants us all to be in a win-win situation throughout our lives. So this Mars-Pluto is an incredibly important transit. Morning from Los Angeles, welcome. And welcome everybody. And there's a whole host of you here. This soul fam is growing and we have to grow this soul fam. And thank you to any of you that have recently subscribed. I really appreciate you joining us here. And I will endeavor to get back on track and do my Astro Bites, my zodiac videos for 2025 for the 12 signs and the overview and everything else that I want to do. Now, let's move on to the 5th of November, because what is happening on the 5th of November is very important because it's the US election. Now, I know there are a lot of people throughout the world who are not American, are not living in America, and maybe not particularly interested. Now, my suggestion to the whole planet is to take responsibility for our planet and each other. We have to be interested in how the US election unfolds, because the United States of America is a superpower. And whom is in the White House is strategically and significantly incredibly important for the rest of the planet. So if you are not American and have no vote and are not interested, then you need to think about why you're not interested. I'm sorry if that sounds harsh, but you know, I've said recently in some of my videos, the whole planet needs to grow up and we need to start taking responsibility and making the right choices. Thank you, Andy. We need to make the right choices to prevent the powers that be, and I said this in my live on Friday, putting fingers on red buttons or pressing red buttons, because that is not what we want. I'm not going to make any prediction astrologically about the result of the election, apart from I think it'll be inconclusive, because I don't think whoever may show out by the polls as having won, there's just going to be so much controversy around this. And as I'm looking at the chart for November the 5th, for kind of the sort of, I've just taken a time in the day, there is a Saturn trine from Saturn retrograde in Pisces to the Sun in Scorpio. So the trine is good. The trine is saying, slow down, make your decisions wisely, and be super careful. Now, the moon is at the 0 degree of Capricorn. That's an incredibly powerful position. The moon in mundane astrology, which is what this is about the people. And the moon is in the 9th house conjunct the midheaven, which is Capricorn. Capricorn is about the old order, the old ways, the old schoolboy network. My feeling, because Pluto is still in opposition to Mars, now moved into Leo at the 0 degree, is that, and I know it's been said by a lot of astrologers, but the astrological energies seem to indicate there's going to be a lot of people that aren't very happy with the outcome. So that I think the potential for coming out fighting is big. I hope I'm wrong, but it may be that this is the only way to get the pus out of the abscess. It reminds me of the Three of Swords in the Tarot. Now, the Three of Swords in the Tarot is about getting the poison out of an abscess, lancing it. And the poison, I'm sorry that the crackling has increased. I'm not plugged into anything. Everything else is shut down. I don't know why. Maybe it's what I'm talking about. Just saying. Maybe if I talk about fluffy pussycats, the sound will improve. Donette, I would suggest you could be right with that. You hear the crackling now, but it could be bots, because I'm talking about the election. So the chatter, they pick up these bots pick up certain words, and they don't want people to hear what I'm saying. So they will create static on the frequency to stop people listening. So let's see if I can do this in code. What I would say is, can anyone remember what the film or TV series was where there was a kind of few words at the beginning that was about trust no one? Does anyone remember that? Trust no one. Because I'm trying to think, was it the Twilight Zone or the X-Files? So, because that is something about the energy of November the 5th. Trust no one. And that whatever seems to be clear is not clear. Neptune is in the 12th house of this event chart. It is trining, it's making a grand trine with Mercury in Sagittarius and Mars in Leo. But there's confusion. Confusion abounds on Tuesday. Nothing is going to be clear. It's going to be as clear as mud. So what I think is going to happen, because I'm now looking to see where Uranus is, and interestingly, of course, Uranus, as we know, is retrograde in Taurus. Taurus is the second house, and it's the second house of this event chart. So this is about finance and economy. And this is about how we are affected financially by the instability of the results of what may unfold around the election. So what's interesting is that Uranus is trining Pluto. So Pluto's energy is trying to transform, to change, to break down the old ways of governing, so that it's about, because Pluto is going to move into was it the X-Files? Yes, trust no one. Or something, I can't remember, whatever it was. Anyway, so Pluto is about breaking down the old order as it finishes its journey through Capricorn. It's done. This is going to be a very big week astrologically. It's going to be massive. And you know, stay in the present. Stay very much in the now. Don't react, respond. Don't believe everything you see, hear, and feel, because I think there's going to be a lot of smoke and mirrors. The ultimate destiny of what is going to unfold on and around Tuesday ultimately leads us to the beginning. Now, I don't know what I mean by that, but we are beginning again. And what we're bringing in karmically is that we need justice, balance, and power. But for the power to be balanced, if that makes sense. So Tuesday's energy is volatile. At the same time, it's, as I say, economically, I think, if any of you invest in stock markets or finance, just do nothing. No knee-jerk reactions, because there's something about Pluto opposite Mars that makes us have knee-jerk reactions, because it triggers our fear. So be careful you are not triggered by fear and react and lash out and either get fearful and think, I've got to take all my money out the bank, or I've got to sell all my assets. No, do nothing, because this energy will settle. By the 19th, Pluto moves into Aquarius. We need, what's this, Ramona? We need to manifest peace for everyone and acceptance. Thank you, Poonam. Yes, I think it's really important to just stay calm and in the moment. Just be the observer. Be the observer, be authentic, be in your truth. If you're actually going out to vote on Tuesday, do it with the knowledge that it's your inner being, your soul, your integrity, to really make the decision that you feel is best for the collective. And Janice, yes, I love Enya and the music of Enya. I also love Clannad, another lovely, I think they were a spin-off, but I love the Clannad music and Enya. Andy Walsh, yeah, you love Enya too. So I think, yes, I think people could get hurt on Tuesday. Maybe that's just emotionally or psychologically, but I think there could be physical hurt that happens on Tuesday. I don't want to, I'm going to go on to the next chart. Right. So then we move on to the 6th of November, when a certain member of the Soul Fam is having surgery. And as I explained in my private message to you, I'm glad that the surgery got deferred to the 6th, because I can't see anything here that unsettles me. I think we've got, the Mars-Pluto opposition is still there, but I think we're all taking that in our stride by then. Oh, they're from the same family, are they, Shirley? Thank you for that. Yes, Andy, for the 6th. I love you too, Andy Walsh. And so the 6th in general, there is a sharp square from the moon in Capricorn to the North Node in Aries for a little while. So, and it also makes a harsh square to the South Node. So there is a kind of T-square between the moon and the nodes in Libra and Aries. But this only lasts for a couple of hours. So it could be a bit of time where one is thinking, do this emoji, WTF, as I'm not allowed to say bad words on YouTube, WTF. And that could be about things that are going on externally. If we look at what's going on in the 10th house of the government, if you like, or institutions, we've got Jupiter retrograde in Gemini. And I think there's a lot of talk and there's a lot of going back over and over what is being done, what is happening. And Uranus in Taurus in the 9th is showing that there is actually also events that are happening in other parts of the world that are actually making us move our sights from what's going on in America, which is interesting, so that suddenly the American elections are not the main story on world news. Interesting. I don't know what that can be, but let me just have a look. There could be extreme weather, or there could be seismic activity that happens that we all go, OMG, and another one of those emojis. So I'm just trying to read, am I to write a book? Why not? Why not? Perfect timing. If you haven't started, why not? Do it. For all of us, we have to do it now, whatever it is. Don't let people undermine your inner being and knowledge. We know our own truth. Don't let people tell you what to do, what you should think, and how you should feel. This is a time when we have to take back our power. That is what Pluto's move into Aquarius is really trying to do for us. It is trying to encourage us to take back our power and be our authentic self. Now, I've moved on to the 9th of November because this is the end of the week with regard to our astrological forecast. My kombucha. So this is quite interesting. Some truth comes out by the 9th, which is a Saturday. Truth about what? I have no idea. But it's out there on the world stage, loud and clear. And there is reaction coming from all over the planet to whatever the news is that comes out. The Pluto-Mars opposition is fading. So we now look at what else is Mars doing. Mars is now not making any aspect to anything. And what Mars is now going to do is it's in its shadow zone for when it goes retrograde. And I can't remember the exact date. But it's, I have a feel, oh, well, I won't waste time looking for it now because we'll get there soon enough. There's going to be a lot to discuss within families and the home by next Saturday. A lot to discuss. Going over old ground. Going, how could that happen? What's this about? What's happening? Why is this happening? And shocking news coming out. Surprising news. I think that there's, I'm just looking at where Saturn is, and Saturn is actually trining, well, it's just gone beyond a trine. The Sun is trining in Scorpio. The Sun is trining Saturn in Pisces. Saturn is in the first house of this event chart next Saturday. So what it's saying is slow down, because I think we will see events unfolding this week that can cause knee-jerk reactions, let's put it that way. I think there's a potential that people are getting hurt, not necessarily physically, although that could be part of it, but also that people are getting hurt in their pockets, in terms of their wallets and their finances, because of the reaction of the world stock markets to whatever is happening on the planet this week. So I think this could be a little bit of a choppy week. We've got to navigate some rough waters. We will get through this. And the thing is, with these rough times, my God, do we learn a lot about ourselves, each other, people, the planet. This whole experience of George on his little vacation up in the village of Arb, which is up in the north of Gozo, has taught me so much about friendship, about myself, about my priorities, about my health, about my business, and my personal business, because my personal business is my business. Now, the moon in this chart, which represents the people, is in the 12th house. And there is a sense of people really wanting to break out. By the end of the week, there could be a sense of some people having been locked up, put out of the picture, taken out of the theatre of play, shall we say, and rebellion and confusion. There is a collective confusion. And it's also is going to have, as I say, quite a rough effect on the financial side of life over this week. But I don't want to be a scaremonger or a warmonger. I'm just telling you what I see in the astrology. We can change this energy. It's not difficult. We can, by the way we respond to everything that's happening, we don't have to be players in the dramas that could get played out this week. So it's about responding and not reacting. No knee-jerk reactions. I've learned that in the last 48 hours because I did allow myself to have a knee-jerk reaction to personal stuff. And the result of that, who knows? We will see. Is it important? Well, yeah, to me. But it's private, and it will remain private. Now, we have now got to the end of the week, and I'm not going to make this a long video tonight because, yes, we're all human. Whoever said that? We're all human. The word for the week is searching, because I think the word came up for me because I was searching for George. And I think searching is a very interesting word and dynamic, because we have to search within for our own truth. We have to search within to understand our own shadow. We have to search within for what and how we value ourselves, and why perhaps we don't value ourselves or allow ourselves to our fragility of our sense of self to be undermined by the projections of others. And Bodhidharma said, to seek is to suffer. To seek nothing is bliss, which is a kind of paradox, isn't it? But You know, there is something John Newton said, and there is something about this quote which is perhaps quite profound for this week, which is, I was once lost, but now I am found. I was blind, but now I see. George, the cat, has come back a different cat. It's like he's been in a boot camp for a week, or for a month. He's braver, he's not taking any SH1T from the rest of the gang, especially my ginger fluffball Iggy, who was the chief bullier. The others were okay. His girlfriend DB is most fed up with him. And she is just growling and spitting at him because she thinks he's been with other pussycats. And Amazing Grace, yes, the words in that hymn, absolutely. Wally Lamb said, the seeker embarks on a journey to find out what he wants and discovers along the way what he needs. An unknown person said, you can't stop searching for the truth simply because it's not what you want to hear. And that's a truth. And I think that in terms of this week and the enormous responsibility the American people have that have the right to vote, is you can't stop searching for the truth simply because it's not what you want to hear. Please search with authenticity within to make the decision from your own truth and your gut and intuitive feeling. Don't be influenced by media. Don't be influenced by me. I just want you to be authentic. I want you to live from your authenticity and your truth. Remember, Rumi said, what you seek is also seeking you. Blaise Pascal said, man's greatness lies in his power of thought. Deep inner searching, soul searching, whether you're in the American voting people or not, wherever you are on the planet, Australia, New Zealand, Hawaii, Easter Island, South America, Brazil, Mexico, Argentina, the Nordic countries, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Russia, Middle East. We haven't talked about any of those yet, have we? They'll all be sitting, waiting to see what happens. But we really have to think and use our power of thought to analyze and search within, what do we truly want? Who are we? What do we truly want to be? Marcel Proust said, the only real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscape, but in having new eyes. And Pluto moving into Aquarius on the 19th of November. Yes, see me, to err is human, to forgive is divine. Love, Linda Tango. Yes, I love that. And Peter Quill said, sometimes the thing you're searching for your whole life is right there by your side all along. And that is the self, the true self. And at the end, we're all just this wonderful collection of souls interlinked by frequencies and kind of a psychic internet web, an interweb, a psychic frequency web. We're all entangled. We're all one. The reality that we experience is the reality that we collectively put the energy into. If we want peace and sanity and a beautiful planet to live on, we have to intend that. Like all of you around the world, for which I have so much gratitude, sent out your prayers to bring George home. Hey, if we can bring one cat home, surely we can bring world peace and make the old boys that are leaders think twice about what they're doing and the generation they are destroying by going to war. And that goes for Americans as well with the voting. Think about it. What do you really want? How do you want America to be seen on the world stage? Which of the two contenders for the presidency have the right attitude for world peace? Does it take the bravado of the leader of the Republicans? Does it take the more feminine, gentle touch of the leader of the Democrats? I don't know. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying we have to really look deeply within, because the generation of which I belong to, and as you know, I'm in my late 60s, it's the people of my age and older who have put the planet in the state it's in now. And for them collectively, I apologize. I apologize. Forgive us. We didn't know what we were doing. Now, as I finish, I'm going to read the 4 lines from the 4 quartets, which you'll all know very well. T.S. Eliot's profound lines from Little Gidding. We shall not cease from exploration. And the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. So on that note, I'm going to bring tonight's live stream to a close. Sorry about the kind of bit of a jumble at the beginning. It'll be interesting to see that on playback, how that pans out. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And when things have settled down a bit, I'll go back to doing Astrobites. And when things have settled down a bit, Sarah and I will start doing videos for our Channeling with Penny and Sarah channel, because that's going to be an extraordinary. Please like and subscribe that channel, even though there's only one video on it of me looking like absolute SH1T, talking rubbish as a test video. Oh, Sil, it's so lovely to see you here. Bless you and thank you for all your good wishes, Sil. I just like to say thank you to all of you for all the support you have given me and the well wishes through this really difficult time for me, because it was the symbol of what George represented for me. And what I have learnt, the lessons I have learnt, are priceless. And at some point at the right time, I will share that with you, but not yet, because I'm still processing it. So I wish you all well. I wish you a lovely Sunday if you're just beginning your Sunday. Sunday? Yes, Sunday. I'm going to have something to eat and go to bed. Me and George are a little bit tired. And I just love you all. I really do. Thank you so much for all your support. I will be back next Sunday with the live for the week ahead, all being well. I have a feeling Brandon and I might do a live next Saturday as a kind of resume of what this week and how it's unfolded. I think he wanted to do it on Wednesday, but I can't do it on Wednesday. So if you're watching, Brandon, I'll message you and we'll see what we can sort out. So I just wish you well. Stay safe. Be in love. Be in your authenticity. And take care. And I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.